Hi guys, welcome to another weekly market analysis. It's Sunday the 16th of July, 4:30 p.m. here in the UK. So a good 6 hours before the market's open, 5.5 hours. I'm going to go through the pairs and have a look at some setups that are occurring this week. And we'll talk briefly of the setups that happened last week. I had two winners. One hit the full 10-11%. So it was 11 to 1. The other one only hit about 5 to 1. It hit 50% because of the trade management. So one was in the euro, one was in the euro dollar, that was, and the other one's the dollar CAD. So I'll briefly talk on those as we get to them. So we'll start with the euro dollar. I'll explain my trade from last week, where I was looking, because sometimes I make these videos, I'm showing all of the levels as it is on Sunday evening, and then the market conditions might change on the Monday or the Tuesday and open up new opportunities. Now, please give me a thumbs up if you understand and like these videos. I'm trying to improve the way I get this across, and just for your information, this is the video training list that I'm going to make for the Discord group. And so I'm redoing some of these videos because they're just too long. I understand that. I want to keep it clean and simple. And later on down here, when we get to videos of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, these are going to be in depth a little bit more on how we're using the trend line breaks, the trend line supply and demand, and the counter trend supply and demand, the chart patterns, and higher time frame candles, lower time frame structure, and the candlestick timing. So we're going to look at all this. This is going to be simple videos and apply it, because there are multiple opportunities from your top-down analysis, and I'm not sure which one of these particular strategies, whether it's going to be the pullback, the reversal with double tops and bottoms, head and shoulders, whether we're going to have a trend line breakout, because we can take trades before a lot of this has been created. A lot of we're trading with the institutions with the breakout, and then the pullbacks are almost like a few days later or a week later. So we've got momentum setups, ABE trend lines, traps, how we can trade the traps, and we need to find out the correct entry, stop and targets to give us a good reward to risk. So these videos, these 20 videos I'll be making now probably over the next few months because of time, and then we'll build them into the Discord group. Everybody that joins the Discord group for free, because what I'm looking for initially is to allow free members and see if you can post correctly, find these setups, build confidence in yourself, confidence in me to allow you to post. And then in the Discord group here, where I've got my channels, the video lessons, trade reviews and trading, general trades can be posted in here, but all the good traders, any good traders that I have here that are posting, Mananas is doing extremely well. I'll show you that now, how Mananas is posting. I will have his own little text channel for Mananas or Yazibs, and you can post in there so everybody can follow you. But that'll be a bit later. I'm projecting forward. So looking at the actual trading, Mananas just posted here because he trades predominantly gold and he's a long-term trader. Absolutely right up my street, really coming on very, very well. So as an example, he was looking at gold, a monthly triple top with a good target. Not a target for the triple top, target's down here, and he's got another target in here at solid bodied candles. So basically he's saying the weekly is entering a pivot supply. He's talking about this is the monthly, but the weekly is entering a pivot supply right here, which is supply and control at the break of a flip zone. So what was demand becomes supply. Very, very simple. You can see he's not put 100,000 or 100,000 words in here. He's put daily, not much to go off. So basically the daily is not showing. He's using more of the monthly is the higher time frame than the weekly and the 240. Potentially note, he's probably meant to put note, we do make spelling mistakes, I do it, on the volume profile, but not really looked at the pivot strategy 4 hour, waiting for break of the uptrend. So if you look at this is his monthly chart. He's done it off his phone, and then he's got the weekly chart. So now we've got the break. He's drawn in the weekly flip zone. There's the trend line break, and now he's drawn in the 240-minute uptrend. Very, very clean and very simple. Now we're waiting for a removal of the trend line. Now there is a way of taking the breakout of this trend line. That's a strategy. But Mananas, well, I've not spoke to him about that. I've not even taught anybody about those sort of trades, because sometimes you'll notice that price breaks, it never comes back and drops. Okay, it just happens. So there is a way to trade that with a first target and a second target and manage the trade, which I'll make in one of the videos further down the line. So a break of this is creating a daily /240 supply level. And if we zoom in, if we was to zoom in on this, I don't think we can really zoom in on this, but there is a rally base, and there's a spike up. So there is 60/240 demand in here that's being removed. But once the 240 trend line is broken, this is the key level to get past. Really is a key level, but there is room for this breakout area. I can see that. So this to me would be, I'd be looking at a breakout and then potentially a continuation once we get through here. But if price closes, especially below this level, then the safe bet is for a pullback to drop. And this is what Mananas is waiting for. So, you know, and I've actually praised him on this. So I've put a beautiful weekly flip zone. Yes, just waiting a 240 trend line break. Now you're getting it, because he is getting this. And now he's getting confident to post trade. So Mananas, I'm very happy, and you're doing it nice and slowly. You're not on here every day posting, which is fantastic. You're just doing it. Yeah, keeping to the larger time frames definitely help, but I hope I can get a good reward to risk entry. Now, this is where the drill down comes to the lower time frames. So what Mananas is saying, he's hoping is, let's just say on this 240, we break here and we pull back. He needs a low risk entry if we get the pullback. And then if we're stopped out, that's part of trading. You've done everything correctly. We need to reanalyze and not get emotionally involved. Okay. And as you get more advanced, then you start to not miss these opportunities. So I've put in here, this is the basically the video list that I've just shown you on Word. And now we'll get into the markets and do the analysis. So give me a thumbs up if you understand that and that makes sense, and if you're excited to be part of that in the future. Because I want people to empty the cups and follow what I'm going to do, because what I'm teaching is not going to be just a one strategy, one trick pony. It is understanding. You start to understand where the institutions are going to catch you out, where they're going to start to sell and buy, when they're not trying to catch you out, when they're just building their positions and you want to be part of it. Yeah. So you need to understand this. Is it going to be right all the time? No, because it's not one institution trading this. There are many, and they also try to outwit each other, but we'll be able to spot that too. So look at the euro dollar. Let's go to the monthly. Monthly, I said, look, we don't want to be short in this because we are in an uptrend, and this monthly demand is still in control after the momentum break. So momentum monthly demand is in control. If we go to the weekly, there are trades to be traded down in here, but not on the monthly daily. This is the weekly demand level. There's a lot of mess up here, rally, sort of base rally, but very, very scrap. But this is the pivot low demand in control. So we don't want to be going against it. And last week, all we had was this. And if you go back to last week's video, I'm not going to point it out. We had this. And then I was saying, I don't want to be shorting, I want to be looking for longs. So how did I actually do that? If we go to the daily, this was a break right here of that mess. So we go to the weekly. This was the break. Okay, so before the following week had opened, this is what we was aware of this 240/60 break. So that's where I was analyzing, trying to capture this move. So if we go to the 240, not only did we have this sort of flag pattern here, at the point of the markets about to open, we had this. So if I go to the 240 rally base rally, we had this beautiful level down here at the trend line break. So this is the flip zone. These are the best levels. Just this on its own is kind of like gold dust. And I was pointing out, if we drop into here, look for longs, but I took a long from this area, okay, and only hit 50%. It would have gone 200%. It absolutely smashed it. So this was a flag pattern from here to here. And I'm looking at the low, my target, and it's in the Discord group, was round about this area. Well, it's already in there. I don't know why I'm doing that. That was the target. I ended up moving a stop at break even, and then a stop to 50% when I was 80% towards it. It stopped me out here around the 50% mark, I believe, and then price had gone, no, sorry, I tell a lie, over this area. This was the pullback. that price came to the 50% stop me out, and then it went. It happens. I don't know it's going to happen. It could have been a reversal. I'm happy with 50%. Now the dollar CAD, I did hit 100%. I hit the home run on the dollar CAD. So altogether I was up over 15 to 1. And then I took a few losses in the one in the dollar yen and a couple in the dollar the euro yen. I took some loss. I took a missed trade, I believe, and a losing trade. And the dollar yen, I took a couple of losses. And then I got in and I closed it out at the end of the week because I wasn't happy with what was happening right at the end of the market at approximately a 1-to-1. So I think Bananas has just posted. Let's have a look on here. I was hearing him popping up. He's just popped on and popped off, I believe, something like that. Right, okie dokie. So that was the level. This is what created. The flag pattern worked, and now price has rallied. So we need to reanalyze. I'm just going to clean this up and I start again. So I know the monthly's up. I know the weekly. In fact, we'll start from the monthly. We haven't closed. We're on the 16th. This could still come down and create a wick, but the general gist of the whole monthly is up. Okay. Then we go to the weekly, and now we have got the weekly pivot low. We've got an A, B trend line here because that's what's happening. Not from here. We can draw this like this. That's the momentum. There's nothing wrong with that, because in line with that momentum is this beautiful rally, base rally at a trend line touch. So A, B, E. Now I look at a lower time frame counter trends in this area, which we're going to go and do in a moment. This is the first area. If price comes all the way down to here, this is also an A, B, E in this area. So there could be a potential trap below here. And again, I don't know how. I project forwards based on the timing that I'm going to teach in the videos as well, a bit more clearer on that. So the timing is also using candles that have already about to close or closed, or what I'm expecting. Just a brief example, in this candle here, if I was looking to short a level up here, not that I would, and this is a weekly candle, I'm watching what's happening here, and if I want to short, I'm expecting by the middle of the week to have a strong reaction to the downside on a 240-minute trend. So my projection is that, then I know what to look for. If it doesn't do that on the 240, I don't trade it, or I take my loss and leave it alone. It controls psychology. It helps you understand what the markets is doing. It's not doing what you should be doing, so step away. So it can reduce your losses and keep your emotions in check. So now we're going to look for a pullback to go long. That's as simple as that. Where's my target at the moment? It's going to be for next week there, because it's next week's candle. So down here, target there. I know where my target is now. I know what my trading strategy is, and possibly, potentially, if we break that down to here. Okay, but bearing in mind, we are breaking this momentum trend line, but not this. So when we start to break this uptrend, bigger trend line here, I normally want to see a deep retracement into this level, because this is more of a weekly / monthly in the creation. Okay, so right down here is it's all gone now, the weekly and the monthly being created. Now, as we're getting later in the month, the chances of this bouncing back up, coming into the timing rule, all the way back up, is becoming low. Okay, so it looks like the monthly might be creating some kind of reversal or a wick. So the lower level is not high probability for me. Okay, even though we'll have an A, B, E, it's not high probability. That's all it is of making a big move back up, because the monthly is showing signs. You'll see it on the monthly and the daily, a daily downtrend. So this will be more of a confirmation. I'm not saying we won't trade it, because this might have a collapse this week, and then I'll be expecting a huge spike back up, and then I have to analyze the appropriate time frames. So meanwhile, we'll look at this weekly level in here, and I'm just going to refresh that because the markets are not open, for a long opportunity continuing with this momentum. So this will keep on the right side of the monthly. So this is bang. The monthly candle will look like a big wick. And so if this happens up to midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm expecting a close back up here, if not higher. So all we're going to see is a green or red wick hit and boom and close higher. That's what I'm expecting, or at least to come back up and then hit this target and maybe drop for a monthly reversal. We don't know. So let's now drop down to the daily and have a look what's going on the daily. So where we've got potentially this flip zone, that's already happened. Fantastic lower level to trade on the daily. And now I always have to come back out and just align this trend line. They slightly move on MT4 depending on dropping up and down the time frames. So I want to be accurate with my trend lines. So this is what we've got. Fantastic. If this collapses, oh my God. I know everybody will be panicking. This is the last thing. This would be an absolute gem of a long trade setup. If I lose and it collapses through it, it doesn't matter. I've got a huge reward to risk. But we've also got this rally, base rally. It is not a flip zone rally. This is the flip zone at the trend line touch. It's incredible. This is a break of the market structure high. We can see that here and can still work. It's definitely a break, but this is going to be a lot of people watching here. And I'm going to be very cautious with this particular level. It's a good level. It's fresh and original. But it would be more of a confirmation to see what's going on lower time frames. And then if I'm stopped out, it goes lower. I just leave it alone. It's as simple as that. Nice, non-emotional. But we have got this rally base rally. That could, if it comes down slowly over the next week or so, next week could hit here and bounce. But think about it this way. If we do get near the end of the month, potentially creating a wick, this could be a big wick on the monthly. So this is not high probability trading then, not high probability. So now we've got that. Let me just refresh. Let's drop down to the, look what we've got here, because we've got the daily level down here. We've got one here, but the momentum is still to the upside. Now we've got this potential rally base drop or continuation. So if we go back to the monthly, this month could keep on rallying. If we go to the weekly, the next week could have a small wick and keep on rallying. It might have a big wick and keep on rallying. That's what I'm looking for. So the daily might have a tiniest of wicks. It might open in this area and then keep on rallying. So let's have a look. We've got this to look at. So if the price drops really strong into here, confirmation, really strong down to here, then I'll be looking for all sorts of set and forgets. But I'm not going to, there's no point me even looking at that now. Right, the trend line touch, I'll be looking at, let's have a look actually, we'll have a quick look. Any level in here on a 60, so let me just come out. It's very, not so clean, very scrappy here. There's nothing that I would lean on as a set and forget on the 60, and nothing on the 240. I just have to wait for some confirmation. So now we've got this pattern that we could continue higher, or we know what we want to do. I'm going to look for what levels in this area that price could retrace from. Any 240-minute rally base rallies. There's one right here. Yeah, there's a little rally base rally. It's a little bit scrappy. This I would be. To be honest, this whole area needs to be a confirmation. So no set and forgets for me in that area. But that is a level there that I won't keep in. So we need to come into this and watch the reaction. So if there's a 15 or 5 minute beautiful downtrend and then a huge drop into here and it's a 1 minute, I'm looking for that 1 minute break. That's my low risk entry. But the stop ideally needs to be below the whole of that daily level to be safe. Okay, because if this level is going to work, you shouldn't be stopped out. Then your reward to risk is going to be lower. So if you're going to come into these confirmation areas, they're quite aggressive. You're going to may take a few more losses, but you're going to get a fantastic reward to risk ratio. You've got to find the trade-off. So not so clean this now, the euro looking. If we're going to continue higher, so we've got rally base rallies. Let's have a look at what the uptrend is doing at the moment. We kind of had this momentum. This is the only real sort of trend lines that I can potentially draw. So we might have a pull down. Now we've got something to lean on. I like this upper level right here. Rally, base, rally. It's in the weekly candle. Let me just go back to the weekly. It's in the weekly candle. There's more chance if this momentum is going to continue higher that we don't have a deeper retracement. We just have a pullback, boom. So this is my really good level to watch. And because it's a smaller one and the target's quite small here, I'm going to be watching down on the 1 minute chart. I want to get a 10 to 1 somewhere in here, a strong drop, watch it on a 1 minute chart, get a 10 pip for 45. I don't even think I'm going to get a trade set up here. The only thing I can look at this is if it's going to break higher and continue that momentum. So for me, if I do get in a lower time frame, target one, and then I'm going to manage the second target. That's how I would trade this area. So what happens if we just break out from this rally, base rally? What would be a breakout trade then? Let's have a little look. I don't talk too much about it. If price doesn't go below where this target area is, this line, we just range here. There could be a breakout, and there's nothing clean in here for a trap area. Only this level where we're responding from. Yeah, so if price is just going to come down and break out, I can't put a target. It's got to be a breakout trade. So it's going to be whatever the time frame the breakout is, I'm going to manage it at least to the first target on that time frame, and then stop will be at break even, letting it go for a bigger potential 240-minute uptrend. So let me do the daily. No, let's go 240. So if I got in with some breakout, which I'm not going to discuss here, I would manage it on a low time frame. When price comes back, I would take off 50%. My stop doesn't move. I just see if it wants to retrace and then push higher, and then I manage it on the 240. So if we have a rally, base, rally, base, rally, the second target will be managed on that. It's a different trade management to pullbacks. So that is the euro. I can't really do too much on that. Ideally, I'd love it to come all the way back down to one of these levels. Then I'm getting excited because I know I've got a pullback and a move up. I love these moves. Let's move on to the pound dollar. That was a very detailed explanation. Right, we can see quite clearly on the monthly, we're in an uptrend. The monthly candle hasn't closed yet, but we can see where it's heading. So we've got this monthly / definitely weekly in control. And we've got this rally, base rally on the weekly. Let's do the most recent ABE. This is what we've got. This is that monthly momentum that I want to be aware of, because we could still go through that trend line, but until the monthly closes below this trend line, you know, anything can happen. Boom, and spike up and have a nice monthly candle close high as well. This is weekly, but if it closed here, we would get a nice monthly. So we're looking for continuation at the moment. Breakouts, continuation on pullbacks. So there's the daily level. Why is my trend line gone again? Let's do this and refresh. Let's go to the daily. Again, we got rally, base, rally right here on the daily. Very nice. Not really rally, base, rally there. That'll be a 240. Let's draw that trend line in. And where does it align? Beautifully with the ABE, because the trend line trajectory has changed. A, B, E. So again, supporting anything going against the dollar. Let's have a look at the 240. Nice strong momentum. Looks like rolling over or flag breakout. So this is what we've kind of got, that momentum going here. And we've also got down here, which is kind of supporting that daily. There's no point keeping this trend line in. We're going to rely on that daily one there. Okay, so the 240 is momentum style. I'm going to draw this in because this is a 240/60 trend line. Let's go to the 60 and let's redraw that in. So now trend lines either going to be great for reversals here or breakouts, you know, flip zones. They are areas of attack as well. So if we come back out to the 240, we've got this nearest areas down here. All these levels are great because they're above the daily trend line, but there's nothing detailed on that 240 that I can lean on. So That's the only thing I've got. There's lots of room for this to drop, lots of room. So I want to stick with this momentum. Anything below here, I'm not interested in this void. That could just drop. You know, you can take loss after loss after loss to maybe catch one, maybe, but take so many losses. So this is the area right now that I'm looking for price to continue higher. So if I drop to the 60, again, supporting the breakout, this is initially what we had. And then from here, we kind of got that. And then we've got this. Okay. Until we really get above this high, this could be a fake out. If the big guys are going to dump their positions, which is what they've done after making so much profit, then they're going to start to, they want to sell it to buyers. So people are going to start buying here, they're going to sell, comes down, buy, sell, and boom, and it's going to go. But if they decide not to dump their positions and they're going to add because they want a breakout, because I'm thinking like an institution, they're going to start to manipulate to the upside. So what would I expect in? Possibly a fake out of this and then continue higher, possibly. Okay, is there a trap below then? I just want to look, is there a trap below this trend line because they're watching it? Let me go to a 30. Not really anything clean I can see below. There is nothing I can see as a clean trap below. So I think this is going to break and keep dropping. So if we bounce right now from here, this is where the only place I can take a trade is literally on the open, touch of this trend line, stop below whatever the small time frame is, 1 minute level, and then let it go. If I'm stopped out, I don't trade it. So I've got one chance here. Or if you want to be conservative, watch, let price close above these highs here for the safe. Then once price gets above here, there could be a pullback, but I don't know where the pullback's going to come to until I analyze that market. So it could come up, close above, have a pullback and continue. It could also be a fake out, but it's more confirmation we're going longer here. It will come back, stop you out. You'll get all psychologically confused, trying to buy again here, and it's going to drop, which is what they want to do. So me, the safe bet is literally off the bat, I want to be buying from there. There is this level below that it could spike down into as a trap, but I don't like it. It's not too clean. Okay, so if it does do that, I'd rather, you know what, I'm not going to play the trap games with them in this area. So right now, the daily candle's got to open and basically not drop below this area. It's going to, it needs to, hope it gaps up, opens up here, creating the wick. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. So there's my detailed analysis of the pound. So I'm looking for a breakout. Very different, but similar, but it's a different kind of thought process than the euro. Okay, the euro, we have got a level down here on the 240. So if the euro plummets and the pound doesn't, this could be a good area to go long at the ABE with a 1 minute entry sort of thing. That's what I'll be looking at to get the highest reward to risk up into this kind of area. I know this is the weekly target, but I would start to look a little bit higher. And then the pound might only be bouncing around here and then break. So keep an eye on that kind of pattern. Like I said, if it drops below these, just leave it alone. Don't do anything. So, and again, I wouldn't advise you to take the breakout because of the trade management. You don't know how you're going to do that. If you've got your own way, do it, but be careful. So this was this weekly level now in the Euro Aussie. I said I don't think it's going to work. Could be a trap area as well because the monthly is actually in control, and that was the previous month's candle. Remember I talked about timing? That would have to drop quick and bounce up on the daily. So we had this boom and then boom, creating this monthly wick. Monthly still in control. It is rally-based rally. Now, when we change, this isn't a monthly trend line. I haven't drawn a monthly trend line in, but monthly demand is in control. Weekly demand is in control, and we've got this rally-based rally. I'm expecting to create at a flip zone, which is going to be, if we even look at the most recent pivots, that is the flip zone, ABE. You could draw it from the very top to the low. We're somewhere in where price broke from here, rally, base, rally. So we could incorporate all that really. That is the actual monthly rally, base, rally. in here, boom. But we don't always get the pullback. And if we've got the weekly uptrend line, there may have been, well, it would have been a trade set up here that would have been stopped out. Price has gone through it, created weekly supply. But the daily is what I was leaning on, this level here. There was a bit of a fake out. Price rallied, reached what the target area was, and has decided to come back into this area. So now we've got this range pattern that is happening. I'm going to remove these targets. And basically, this was the flip zone as well, if we draw this in on the daily, that I spoke about on last week's video. And then you start to build the pattern up and see what I'm talking about. But we haven't closed higher. Okay, the weekly has not closed higher. So the weekly could still reverse. There's nothing, you know, it's showing it's a weekly level, which would then coincide with the euro dollar and pound dollar, plenty of room to drop. So I want to be going with the momentum even right now. Where is it on the daily? In the middle. I don't want to be trading till down near these extremes, but this has already been touched so many times, it's not giving me a lot of confidence. If I come to the 240, we only have a drop-based drop. This is, you know, this is the nearest area pivot, which we could be breaking out of now. Again, supporting the breakout. Drop here, pivot low, rally, pivot low, and pivot low, ABE, at a breakout area. So this is a potential reversal or level in the making, a rally, base rally. I love the breakouts like this, or it's going to be a reversal. Now, because my bias is long on the euro, on the pound, and even on this with the monthly, I'll be looking for the breakout. So if the institutions want to continue, I don't want to refresh the whole chart, but I want to get rid of this. This is the area of that breakout. So we've got a nice 60-minute wick here. A drop into here could be a reaction, very much on the open. Let's hope we gap up and drop. Fill the gap, drop, and then I'll be looking for potential longs. Whether I get in on this, I'm not sure. But this is what we've got. There's the trend line will be here. The momentum style is there. Now you can see how it's all aligning. So anything below these I'm not trading. I want to be sort of looking for longs now. Let's go and have a look at the lower time frame. There might be a nice little level in there. There is not. There is this, but that's already been, it's not really fresh and original, so I'm not even going to look at that. But there is a level there, but it's an old one because we've already made higher highs. There's the pretty much the trap below here already being used, and we've got on a 1 minute, which is why we might gap up that. So if we gap up, boom, we might have the 1 minute pullback. There might be a rally, gap base rally, pullback to go long. That's kind of how I'm drilling that down. Stop out, stop out. I won't be taking all of these, by the way. I only took one trade at a time, so I'm looking for the best one. Right, let's have a look at the Aussie CAD. Monthly, we have closed above this supply and above the trend line, and prices started to react. I didn't know if it's going to go deeper or continue higher. There's my target area. If we go to the weekly, we're into a weekly valid supply level because we've made a lower low. Okay, trend line touch, A, B here, so price could reverse. Now, the way I look at this, because I'd rather be going long again, just like everything else, the euro, the pound, the Aussie, New Zealand, anything that's against the dollar. I look to be going long at a breakout. This is an area they're going to trap you because they know people are going to be short in this kind of supply level. Trend line touches, they know they're going to short there. So they're going to be looking to buy from that, or they're going to fake it up. Looks like the buyers are winning and then short the shit out of it, okay, and trap you. So this is a trap area. So now I'm looking on. I haven't spoke about traps properly, but now I know I've got to put my trap setup mentality on. So now I'm going into looking at traps, fake outs, liquidity sweeps, fresh and original levels. I need good, clean, fresh and original levels. This is what the traps are going to go to. This is the order flow for the higher time for the institutions, using the lower time frame, but for the higher time frame. So now, this is the area that we're looking to either short on the weekly. Let me do this now because we've made that. Let's do that. or we're going to look for breakouts. So I need to look for an area to get through up here. That price needs to really close above this on the daily to say that the institutions are going to continue higher to this target. That's what I'm looking for. But there might be fake outs. So I'm just going to come above and look left, and then I'm going to drill down to a 240. Just trying to see what is above. There's so much crap here. I'm more intent to go with the longs. I'm more intent to go with the longs because I think maybe everybody's going to short that trend line. I can't see a decent trap above. So now I'm going to start to look at traps in this area. So now I'm going to come back down and look low. So if I go to the 60. So this is a lower level. We've got here a trap level. Let's go to 240. This rally, base rally, right here. This is what I think price would be seeking the liquidity here to go for. If I go to the 60, there is, this is not fresh and original. This is fresh levels, but they're not original. They're reactions from each other. This is the original 240 level. Okay, so this is the area where price could come down. Everybody thinks it's time to short, remember, because, let me just refresh, because they're bouncing on the trend line, and rightly so. But this is the area that if I was short in here, I want to be getting through this area. This is my hurdle. If we get through that, then we've got a nice fall into all this lower area on the weekly that is faked out from. We're going to remove this because I think if price drops, we're going to sweep for this area. Okay, the monthly. This weekly could work, send it down and hit this area. Okay, so I'm only going to be looking for breakouts again. We're above. Now we could break from this area right here because we've got a flag pattern on a 60 that's broken, but we've not closed above. So this is another area to watch. If we don't reach down here and it's going to continue, there's no trap going to be set up, which is this area, then price might continue higher. We've got a rally based rally. Is it at the trend line break? No. I don't like to just, it could work, but it's not high probability for me. I want to look in this area. So I'm going to go to a 30, go to a 15, and have a little look what is taking place at the, again, very, very horrible, scrappy area. Very, very horrible. Yeah, there was a liquidity sweep to this. So the way I'm looking at the only safe bet for this is if price plummets into this low. That's the area. And if it's touching the back end of that trend line, then fantastic. So it's like a springboard now. Hits this and boom. So confirmation in this area. And this is technically a set and forget at the extreme. So I may put a set, this is my first set and forget actually somewhere around that area at the extreme of that 240. So I'd like the markets to open. I'd put a little bit of a set and forget here of about 10, 12 pips and then looking for, already probably hitting a 10 or 8 to 1 up these highs, expecting price to go higher. So I'm going to manage it, whatever I set and forget here, whatever structure comes out of this on a 15, a 5 or 1 minute, if it's really strong, that's my first management target. Comes back, stops me out 50%. My second target is going to be once the bigger 240, 60 or even a daily starts to create a nice uptrend. Because if price really does break and comes up here, it's going to be a fantastic 60-minute trend. That's what I will manage. Potentially leaving it alone and going for this upper one. I may not manage it at all. I may move my 50% of the move, stop to break even, and then go for the big target. So that Aussie CAD is looking good. I'm going to be putting this to the front because I want to put a set and forget on that 240. That's me at the extreme. And watching it when I'm out. If it doesn't make entry and turns, I'll do a manual trade. So that is that. Let's have a look. We've done the Euro, Aussie Euro CAD. I'm going to move a little bit. I know you probably don't want me to move a bit quicker, but I'm going to move a little bit quicker. Rally, base rally, base rally. So on the monthly, demand's in control. It's not quite reached target, so there's still more room for it to go. Hence the breakouts, hence the breakouts. And then, because we're in the direction trade, the trend, it could still rally up to these highs. So weekly, broken this weekly. See, flip zone, this should be working. Hurdle removed, closed. Any of the fake outs, traps, they're not worked. It's not even a trap area. It's literally a novice shorting on this weekly. Boom, closed above. So now, yes, it could reverse from up here, because this is potentially at a weekly double top. Hurdle, need to get through this hurdle. I don't want to be buying here. I want to be buying lower. I'm going to remove this now. I definitely want to be buying lower, so I'm just going to have to drill down the time frames and see what we've got. We had this potential, I said, could have been a flag. This is where I should be in, and it didn't make entry. Again, oh no, stop! I was in. Stopped me out by 1 pip somewhere in this area. On this one, I believe it was a Euro CAD before, or didn't make entry. Now that was one that didn't make entry. It's a different Euro Yen. I didn't get. I stopped out on. So it didn't make entry here, and price is now on its way. So what we've got is just continuous drop-based rallies. Very, very scrappy area. This is just that daily area of momentum. But again, if price comes down here, confirmation, it could continue all the way back down to these lows based on this weekly. Okay, it could come down. This is starting to become like a weekly range. So we've got to be getting through this hurdle to go any higher. And as you can see, I've not got any target. I'd rather let price pull back into this area and go for a target here. So pull back 240 on a daily here, daily wick, boom, here. Let's go to the 240. It could reach this area. Let's go to a 60. That's all I've got on a 60 really, is this kind of momentum. Let's go down to a 30, 5. This looks like a trap area to me. Fresh and original on a small time frame. So this is that potential rally-based rally that we're talking about on the euro, the pound. You can see the pattern. So this is a trap area. So I'm going to watch this. If it bounces, it gives correlation to what I've been looking at. That's that done. New Zealand dollar back into this monthly drop-based drop supply. Coming back up. We're also got weekly. Let's go to the weekly, a bit scrappy. Drop weekly's a rally-based drop. I've had the trade here, hit target. Well, actually, I 15 pips above the target because I was managing it aggressively, and we're back up. So very, very sort of scrappy now. Hasn't closed above, but we have got some kind of daily uptrend. We've broken above here. What was supply? Big move down. Even supply here. Then you've got demand in control. Took out supply, demand. But we've got no real demand on this daily. I don't really want to be going long on this New Zealand just yet. But if you was to day trade this, the only thing I can see is in this area, we've got a rally-based rally. Again, supporting, look at the correlation. I don't have to draw this in. What was supply becomes demand. So we're looking for price to drop into here. At the same time, this might be hitting a fake out. Where else have we got any fake outs going on? I think it's Aussie CAD. Into this area as well. Was there a fake out? No. Yeah, so we've got some correlation anyway of this area on the Euro CAD. I'm going to bring that up to the front because I'm really interested in looking at that. So that's the New Zealand dollar. I'm bouncing around quick, sorry, but I don't see nothing too clean. So forget about the New Zealand dollar, but it's good for correlation. Yeah, good for correlation. 15, there's nothing there. Right, dollar yen. Right, the dollar yen. Not the dollar yen. Yeah, the dollar yen. Sorry, dollar yen. Right, this is my potential trade. There's something wrong with this. Let me have a little look. There's something. That's good. Right, let's have a look. Top-down analysis. Monthly. This is an area that I was keenly interested in, this spacing area on the weekly. But basically, let's start from the top. Monthly demand is being removed, so we have got this little bit area of supply, but the general trade or the trend is to the upside. I didn't draw this in last week because I didn't like it too much, but the general distance is up. But this is the first time we've been into this level and reacted. Okay, so it's kind of like a level on top of a level. Supply has been removed, demand is in control, but this little demand has been taken out. Now, up in this area, looking at the monthly candlesticks, I want to keep going with that momentum for a target. If I was to buy here, my target would be here at 148 area. So if I drop to the weekly, this was the level that I am trading right now to go long. So we've got a weekly target here, a monthly target there now. And when we come into this, I'll put this in the Discord group. In fact, let's go into the Discord group very quickly. This is all this dollar yen. Oh, this is right down to a minute chart where I was took some stops in this, and then I got in a trade. Dollar yen ABE on the 5-minute demand. Right, this is it. Dollar yen, possible reversing in weekly demand after fake outs. So expecting strong moves today being Friday. This is the timing rule. It doesn't. I use the timing in all days, but this is a bit more advanced because it's the end of the week, so I'm expecting strong moves. Possibly entry today, but if it keeps pushing higher, then next week looks promising for a pullback trade to go long. Now, I'm not looking with the yen, the correlation between the euro. I'm expecting dollar to get weaker, but it might not. We don't know. So I'm trading what I see, what not I feel. So that was the area. Fake out weekly. Daily, we've got a push up. Time's getting on. So I'm watching that daily for that candle. You can see I'm already in a trade here. What was demand? Supply, so it becomes demand. There is a trend line breakdown here, by the way. This is the bigger trend line. There was a limit placed on there. Actually, just a limit. Flip zone. There was the demand. This is what I'm expecting. Confirmation trades, one of these levels. If price drops fast towards the lows, then look, price may be breaking this weekly demand. That's what I'll be careful. Timing and volatility is key today. Watching all these levels on 1-minute charts for confirmation. Tight stops, quick trade management. These are trend line breaks. Now, I believe I got, did I first attempt? I believe I got stopped out. Yeah, stopped out here. So waiting on 60-minute demand as a last attempt to push high today. So I'm watching very closely on my phone. I was out and about. Busy day, so don't have time to watch smaller time frames, but managed to get in here in a 1-minute, stop below the 60-minute demand. If stopped out today, then no more trading until next week. Been a good week so far with 2 winners. So, what did I do? 1-minute chart. Boom. Break of supply and the trend line. So I just entered. It just entered there with 2 positions. Actually, I built up a bit of a position. I was slightly short. And my stop is below this 60-minute. Big one. I wanted to give it room. We're coming on Friday. So I thought I might roll this trade over if we keep pushing up. So stop below the 60. Then on the dollar, just wait to see if the US push this bad boy. So the US session, see if they push this bad boy, I called it, to move up. Nice base rally potential forming at trendline break. Good sign, but not guaranteed. This is the breakout area, so it's going to fuel my trade if it is. There was a trap area below. That's why my stop was here. This is on a 15-minute, so I'm looking at that to continue higher. So the trap kind of played out, and it just grinded up here. It grinded up. I was drawing 15-minute trend lines. And then once it closed below, then I was out. I said close position because it closed below. But before that, I said if the 15-minute candle closed down at the trendline break, then I would close position and reanalyze on Monday. So now this is where we are, reanalyzing on Monday. So let's go down to the daily. The daily candle is closed. It is an outside kind of bar, if you want to call that. But with the fake out on the weeklies happened, so I really want to lean on the 240. And this is what we've got on the 240 so far. Very steep momentum down. So I'm looking for very strong moves up. Now we've got a drop base drop, close above, we have removed some form of supply. It might not be pivot, but it is supply. So flip zone area potentially could come down. This is why another reason I didn't explain too much. I was out working, but if it drops in this area, I didn't want to leave that big risk open. I took the trade off. But we could have a rally, base rally. It could follow the euro. You could. Dollar sometimes does on the yen. Which means anything on the Aussie or the euro against the yen should continue rallying, which it should do, because that's what I was looking at trading last week and missed out. So what have we got in this area? I'm just going to go to a 60, just have a look at this flip zone area. Nothing really decent. What was supply become demand? We got it a bit higher, prices moving up. I'm not really going to trade anything in this area. So I'm looking for it to continue now. So what we got, daily close up, 240, potential rally, base rally, with my continuing from Friday's assessment, 60-minute kind of in that 240. Let's drill right down to a 15. Now I'm going to look what's happening inside this 240 area. So we've got 15-minute demand taken out. So we have got 15-minute supply. Again, this is another reason why I'm very careful in this area. And we've taken out a trend line. So we've taken out demand, even this demand here, closed below, taken out the trend line, and now we're bouncing from 15-minute supply going against all the higher time frame. Okay, and not only that, that was the smaller trend line that we've closed below. And I could draw that all the way down here to give us the big momentum, but we have closed below with a drop base drop and a rally base rally removed. So on a 5-minute, we're going to see what was demand become supply. So at the moment, I'm definitely not going to buy it. That's straight off the bat. I want to see some kind of something happen here, some pattern, whether it's on the 60 or the 15, where we remove this supply level and create some form of demand. What I would like to happen is to break lower and draw a downtrend line, creating demand here, and then a break of the trend line and any base drop demand. Then I know I'm in sync. At the moment, I'm not. So nothing I'm going to talk about on that dollar yen at the moment. Aussie dollar. Drop base drop. Rally base. Not real demand because we're not taking out this supply here. If you was short in here, that would have been the target area. Price has pretty much been there. I've already had similar trades and reached target. And now we're coming back up again. This is becoming a chart pattern because of that pivot, which means there's a lot of equal balance of supply and demand. So I'm not going to be trading this because it's not going clear direction. Monthly is down. Weekly, if you look at it, besides the chart pattern, that was weekly. It's a weekly supply at a flip zone. This is the flip zone supply actually. So that's looking to go short from that kind of area. Let me just get all this in. Right, start again. Monthly supply and control, but we're coming into it a second time, so it's not fresh. Okay, we've got this chart pattern, wedge formation. We could even draw it from down there. I'm going to draw it from here. From up there to there. So we've got this chart pattern going on between a weekly and a monthly, and we're right at the extreme here. If anything, you'd be only looking for shorts right about here. But this is going to be trap area, so it could come into this nice weekly flip zone demand. We've started to create the pivot, so I'm expecting it to drop from here. And look at the sorry, this is supply and demand below. Very, very squeezed. Until price really gets out of here in the next month or so, I'm not going to trade it. Simple as that. Very, very complex. There's no point. Why do we want to trade something that makes no sense? Too many buyers and sellers on big, big money. Right, dollar CAD. This is the one I had the trade in, but the monthly is a rally-based rally. But we've got this big monthly area, room to move. But we've also got this flip zone on the weekly. So right here, if we go to the daily, that would be the flip zone area. There was a base drop that's already been used up. And there is another flip zone here. So what was demand on the way up? This is an ABE. If you was looking to buy this, once price closed below, this was the flip zone. What was demand becomes supply. You can see the supply level, and boom, and price has dropped. Now it could still retrace into that area because there's a nice daily level supply. So if I was going to short, it'll be up there, and my target's going to be down here based on the daily. Boom, boom, very clean. We're below, like I said, on the weekly. We've got to be aware that we are coming into an ABE on the monthly, but there is room. So I would still be looking for shorts on this dollar CAD. So rally into here, target down to here. We need to adjust this. Get rid of that. Don't need that. I want to get rid of this. And just put this sort of area in. So that is that daily area. Come up into here. Daily, maybe looking at 60. Look at the structure up. If it's a 30, is it a trend on the 30? More like trend. If we push up higher, we may be drawing some kind of trend line like this for a break. So shorting the dollar CAD up in there. Dollar Swiss. I mean, there's huge break here. This level's played out. The dollar is just keep getting weaker. It's quite far away. When price moves far away as well, you've got to remember, like I said, that euro, it could drop now, so the dollar could retrace. There's the weekly, there's the daily. Yeah, you know, it's momentum. Went right into a dollar base drop to 40. That's the only thing I can see fresh and original. So 15 minutes short from there. Target's down here, but it's very scrappy. Aussie yen. Now, this is the official trend line. We have closed below. There is this sort of drop base kind of rally. So we've got this. You've got to be aware that that is still in control of the big picture. So I'm being careful with the Aussie, could reverse here. Having said that, the weekly has taken this out, and we've got a flip zone here. Very scrappy. The daily's got an ABE at the reversal area, and we've got a drop base drop, but it's too early for me to trade that. So I'd be looking up here, but it's not going to be in line. So yeah, I can't see anything decent. Price might just turn from here. We're hitting rally, base, all this fresh and original demand. There's too much going on here to know which way to really take this this moment. Yeah, but the only thing I can see is potential shorts to here, but it's very risky. So I'm just going to leave that alone. The euro yen, I should be in, but I'm not. Yeah. Monthly. Yeah, rally base rally in control. If I zoom out of this monthly, we've got potential to reach right up in these areas, but I'm just going to put it below this little level up here. I'm just going to mark that one off because there's clean candles all the way up to there. This is one big mess. So rally base rally. The trade that was supposed to happen happened last week. Let's go into this. Where was it? Round about here. So we've got a target here, first target. So if I zoom out again, just to put the targets in first, target 1, target 2, we've not reached this target based on last week's analysis. We've got this weekly wick. If we look at the daily, Draw this ABE that I was looking at. So you've got this ABE, even on the weekly kind of, because of this little pivot, but it's more like that daily. Back in again. So look at the last week's video. And inside here, nice, fresh and original level. So let's start again. Weekly, I was looking to continue based on a strong move down, a strong move up, this momentum. And if we did, then we need a fresh and original level. So if I go to the 240, there was like a level on top of a level. It's a daily, it's like an 8-hour level here. Okay, that's what I was talking about at the trend line touch. So set and forget will be fine. It was just it's the wrong trend line. So set and forgets are too big in this area, so I wanted confirmation. So I'm watching this move down like this. Okay, go to the 60. This is what I'm watching. It's all been posted. So we've got drop, base, drop. We've got supply here. And then we got a break of the trend line, and we've also closed above supply right here. There's the flip zone area. I'll drill it down. What was supply becomes demand. Price come in, and I was in the trade, got stopped out by a pip or two in that area. I think it was. Maybe it's not showing up on there. Right, so that's the 60. I'm just going to put a line on here. I think it was in here, and it's got me stopped. I think I got in somewhere up here, and then got stopped out by this, and boom, it happens. There's more information in the Discord group on this one. This is the Euro Yen. Yeah, just watching Euro Yen 240 flag pattern measured move. Okay, on that. So we're looking at the break. No, that was the Euro dollar. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Where is that? Is it not up here? Well, I do apologise, chaps, but no, it's a Euro Yen. Just placed limit order for Euro Yen long setup. Let's have a look on here. So there's my 30-minute. Demand's in control. There's a break of a trend, by the way, there. This was the area that I was looking at. And then I'm looking at the break, pull back into a flip zone. And here's the entry. So basically I took the, have I taken the order? That's a 5-minute. 5-minute. I've already taken it. How comes I took it on that? That's a 5. Same pattern. Euro Yen. Oh, that might have been a picture from another broker. Yeah, but basically I took it as a breakout on this. 5-minute levels will stop below the pivot low, and it did come back. This is the weekly. This is a daily 240 trend line, and this is the level right in here, fresh and original demand. So this is building that picture up, and then I was already in with my stop below here. Basically at 153.66, something like that. That's where it was. 153. Where did I get in? 66. Yeah, so basically I got in somewhere around here, price has come back, stopped me out and then gone. So it's extremely low. It was around that area. Let's see if we can find it on the 15. Let me double check that. Euro yen. Yeah, 153 sort of 70 area was the stop on the 12th of July. Yeah, 12th of July. Good, yeah. So this was the, must have been that flip zone that I was looking at. Coming down overall from here. It's done on the phone this, so I'm trying to. There's Euro 15. Yeah, that was the flip zone. So if I go to 15, that might show it a bit more detail. Maybe all this area. For July 1700. Yeah, so that must have been that move down here that I was looking at. Yeah, okay, yeah, got it. So after we'd broken the trend lines, this is a big sort of area that we're looking at right here. Prices come in, watching this move here. This is the trend line break, a 5 minute at a flip zone, which is this. And so as it's come down, this is where I've taken the trade on a 5 minute. There we go. Because this is a long video, but it's well worth it. So that's why I took the breakout. Now if I stretch that across, and my stop was, yeah, 153.60, something down here, and drill out. I've been stopped out again on that broker. So it was on the phone. So it's around that area that I was in, and that one there stopped me out. So 153.80 something stopped me out of this position at 153.60. I may have moved my stop. That might be what happened. I may have moved my stop on this one. Let's have a look. Did I not make an entry? My limit. Ah, no, that's it. What it is I can see exactly. I had just a buy limit. It wasn't an entry. It was a buy limit, so it never made entry. And then I started to adjust and go for a higher area, which was a bit later on the Euro Yen. That was me. Yeah. So this is the Euro Yen trade or limit I put in here. It come down again, which was after the 12th. So this was the area that I should have got in. Come down because I missed it, and then come in, got into this trade, and then stopped me out. I believe it was into a trade higher. Here we go. Right. Okay, Euro Yen 15 minute. That was the buy limit. In the end, I decided to buy, but it was at 154 and 153.90 odd that my stop loss was. So this was a little bit later. This was on the 12th, but late in the evening. So if I go back into it, what happened is I dismissed this, didn't get the pullback what I wanted to, or took the order off for some reason, and would have been in the trade actually if I just left it alone. So it was here. That was the, or didn't get filled. Maybe that was that what happened. do not understand then why I was stopped out. I'm sure on my phone it's showing different. Yeah, so that was the area where I got stopped out, and I think, again, with this tick mill, they may well have widened it. I thought my stop may have been at break even. I'm sure it was. Let me have a look. So here, see institutional order flow ready to take out all the stops, could produce a possible reversal, drop fast into the 15-minute demand, or if price keeps rallying, taking out stops, higher time frames, then price will keep rallying high and fast, producing a daily rejection candle with a big wick. So I'm looking at price to keep on pushing on this 1 minute. That's showing me the 1 minute where I'm looking to break higher because I'm always projecting the 15-minute. So there was a limit down here. I was in at this area. And this is where people will be putting their stop losses. I was projecting where stop losses would be and keep on going. Stopped out by 1 pip. Looks like it's taking off. Okay, there we go. So I stopped out by 1 pip. Again, broker widens the spread on here on this tick mill, and it caught me. Long story short now, because that was a hell of a long story, it's continuing rallying. So where does that lead us today? If I just look, the only thing I can see now is continuation. So now we've got an ABE. Have we got a fresh and original level somewhere in this area? That is the question. Yeah, there is one here. This is a nice little level at the trend line touch. Now this is more like a 30. Make sure that's definitely done. So if I go to the 30, see this a little bit more in clarity. This beautiful rally base rally. So this area I'm going to look for now. If price drops into this area, this is a set and forget area at an ABE with a fresh and original level. So I'm going to move that to the front because I might get a second chance getting that euro yen. So that's a set and forget. So price will drop, bounce off this trend line that's going to be here, and I've got a big target up here. So that's the euro yen. Done. We've already done that. Euro pound. Very, very quickly. We're into... Okay, well, this is very, very crap. That's the nearest demand, really, which we're into. Range bound. Yeah, very, very crap. Nothing on the monthly. The weekly, very, very scrappy. Break of a trend line here. And with what was supply becomes demand, which it's reacting from or already reacted. Down trend line break, breaking lower. Yeah, very, very honestly, this is very horrible. That's all I can see, and it's just so scrappy that I can't do anything clean. The only level that you could be bouncing from or trying to take out for flip zone is this. So if it breaks above here, there could be bounces back into demand to go higher, but it's crap. I wouldn't trade that. And obviously, Mananas has done the gold. I showed you that on there. He's already mapped out this weekly level. Exactly the same rinse and repeat rules. Break of a trend line. When it gets up in here, nice 240-minute uptrend. Let's have a look at that daily. Yep, daily looks like it's trying to roll already, but we're not breaking that trend line. We've got this trend line initially. This is the real big one, but it's so far away from all the demand. So this is more of a 60/240. So it could be already rolling over Mananas. That's not real proper level, but it is a rally base drop on a smaller time frame. I won't put that in actually. Basically, we're ranging here now, so look for shorts there at the moment, only because of the 60-minute close. 240. Let's have a look at your one. What did you do? How does it look on your chart? Every broker's different. So that's that weekly. And you've got this most recent, yeah, 62.40. Good. That's good. That's the most recent price action, which is this. On your one, you're not showing a close below, and on my one, it is, especially on that 60. Okay, so we're pretty much starting to close below. Nearest area of demand here, it has been taken out. Yeah, so we're in a range. It could be starting to go. There is more room for it to rally, and we have got this sort of trend line going on. This is like the spoke wheel, that one, and from there to there. So there's lots of hurdles to get through. And the way I look at it, if this one breaks, we start break, then it looks like then this one might want to break, and then this one wants to break, and we're on a big monthly, weekly downtrend. Remember, weekly area. So this is a very good, there is, look, this area of tiny rally base, rally demand, which will be better on the 60. Rally base rally, we know we've got this little demand here that's been taken out. So this is this 240 demand, just sort of taken out. This is the 60-minute demand, close below right here. So watch this one. Just watch this little area here. Watch the lower time frames, bananas now. So when price rallies up into here, you want to be on like a 5 or a 1 minute chart. So let's zoom that right out. So when it comes up like that, watch the structure up, but make sure you're in that parameters up here of that 60. Yeah, make sure you come up into that level. That's a safe win up. It might only just come up and boom and drop. It might. I can't see anything actually. Yeah, this little level here. If you get to this little level, this is me being aggressive. There is another level there as well. These are the aggressive levels. 1 minute charts. Watch the 1 minute trend line. If there's no, it's 1 minute candles up, break of a candle low. That's the lowest you can go. Enter, stop above. Yeah, or put your stop right above. Work your big position out. So if you was to enter, just for example here, your stop is going to be fucking huge. Yeah, no. So I would take all these little individual 5 minute ones with confirmation on the 1 minute. And then if you get up into the more structure, you get stopped out, draw that uptrend structure on the 5 or the 1 minute, a break of that, pull back a little bit if you want, or just a break of the 1 minute, close below any demand, close below the trend line, enter, stop above, work out your position size. So if you're up in this 60 and it happens, you enter here, put your stop above the total high. It's going to be about 50 pips, but that's your safe bet. Otherwise, expect to be potentially stopped out, faked out and drop, or take a few little losses, you know, with very low risk, 10 or 15 pips. Take 2 or 3 losses. And if it does come above here, just cease trading it. You've took 2 or 3 losses, but potentially then getting a 15, 20 or 100 to 1. Yeah, that's it. That's it pretty much, guys. Thanks for watching, listening to my dulcet tones, and I'll see you next week in the next video.